Hey, this is Max at 343 Labs. We're a music production school based in New York City, Berlin, and online. And today I'd like to show you a clip by one of our instructors, John Selway, which is taken from 343 TV, which airs right here on our channel several days per week. Now, if you want to watch the full stream, head over to studio.343labs.com, link in the description, which is our new producer hub where you can meet other producers, get free content, collaborate, and get feedback on your music. Enjoy the clip.
Let's get over to Ableton Live and make some of our own noise. All I've got, this is just the stock 909 preset instrument from Live's library. All right. And one of the things about, what makes, the track that we're kind of knocking off here, what it makes it work is, all right, so I think Mark Acardipane is doing the, it starts and the kick is low and he fades it up and it gets more and more distorted. So he's got that clean 909 in the mixer going, and he's bringing the gain up. And I'm pretty sure he's clipping on a mixing board and he may be running it through subsequent distortion after the fact. And I don't have a real 909 here, but another part of it is playing with the shape and sound of the kick drum itself, like getting it tuned and kind of adjusted the right way. And Live's instrument, you can see the 909 is a multi-sampled instrument. Let's turn that into a sampler. And yeah, these are all different variations on 909 kick drums. And when you play it at different velocities, you're playing different versions of the 909. So we can play around with that to get some variation out of the sound as it goes into this distortion chain that I've got. Is that fast enough? About 150. I know it's not loud right now. It's going to get louder. Actually, you can't even hear it yet, can you? Let's fix that. I hear it, you don't hear it, but now you're about to hear it. Ready? There we go. All right. All right, so there's that. I'll turn it up a little bit. And depending on the velocity, we're hearing different samples in the 909. So we're hearing different variations. So that's more of, more click with the boom behind it. And then as I increase the velocity, we're getting more of that punch, which is pretty much what you want. And then we also have, what's the tone doing? I think that's just EQ. But it sounds a little deeper bass here down here, so let's keep that. And then there's also, a decay knob in the original 909. So that's another thing we can play with. We might want short, tight ones or occasionally big, boomy ones. I don't have the camera set up overhead, but I do have a MIDI controller here, so I'm going to start mapping stuff to play with. All right, there's the decay. And what I want to do is let's put in a velocity MIDI effect. Is that working? That's what we want. All right. So now I can have a knob controlling the velocity in real time, so I can switch between those different kick drum samples a little more easily. I don't have to go into the MIDI clip. All right, there's that. I want to be able to tweak this and play with it. All right. All right, so we got that. And then maybe also we should do volume going in. So I can go in and drive that distortion. Okay, so now let's start getting into the special sauce. Let's start making this sound a little bit more intense. So back in the day, we would use like the parametric sort of sweeping EQs on the mixer as like a filter effect. So I've got an EQ8 on here. I'm doing some resonance here to bump up the lows a little bit, and then I could just use a resonant kind of curve here to emphasize different mid frequencies. Now let's blow the heck out of this thing, and I'm running through the amp effect. Whoa! Let's turn that down a little bit. Sorry if I blew anybody's ears out. There we go. Now we're talking. Did that hurt? Did that hurt you? Were you wearing headphones? I'm so sorry. Let's hear what this sounds like. So yeah, depending on how I drive this thing, let's bring the output volume down a little bit. There we go. Right, so I'm just playing around with the EQ going into the amp distortion. Of course, there's also tone controls on the amp. I like that sound a lot. All right, we have the gain here that I can also play with. The tone controls on the amp. The presence is really cool. It adds that like high frequency kind of sizzle on top. All right, and that's just the one model in here. We could try blues. All right, that's not as dirty, is it? It's more clean and bright. Boost is all right. Rock is really good. It's really thick. Lead is more like buzzy. But it's all potentially cool, especially when you play around with the resonance going into it. This needs a knob, right? Let's go back to rock. Yeah, it's powerful. All right. So MIDI, frequency, and probably Q as well. Definitely gonna play with that. All right. I think this one I also want. Come back to that one. It is so crazy loud to listen to this over and over again. We have to take breaks. I also have this. I really like the sound of having the mids crunched up with the overdrive. And here I've got dry wet. So I can kind of mix in what this overdrive is doing to the mids there. It's giving it that like ripping kind of effect. You can get some subtlety out of that. I really like that too. It sounds great when I high pass and boost the resonance. It sounds like I added like layers of a synth on top of it or something. Okay. And we even have another one, which is actually just kind of controlling everything. But if I wanted to, we could blast this even further. What happens? Okay, maybe a little bit much. How are we doing for time? Now that I have this kick drum, let's see what we can add to it. I'm just gonna build up some other sounds and see where it goes, and maybe play with some automation and arrange things a little bit. All right, so let's head back over into the studio here. And all right, where are we? There's some weird little noises, little creaky noises going on in there. So I'm just playing around with the MIDI that I have set up here. Oh, you know what we're missing? There's another thing. There's another element to this, and that is the effects. Other than the distortion, we have. Let's see. A little bit of reverb going on. And I've got the pre-delay set up. So it's adding that little rhythm in between. And then I've got a little bit of delay going on. Rougher and dirtier than... All right, that is way too loud. I'm sorry. This is a lot rougher and dirtier than... potentially than the original that we're ripping off here. Especially when I blow out that resonance. Gotta be careful with that. I'm just practicing right now with the MIDI controller, seeing like how I might record this. That was cool. Ready? All right, that was too much. Let's get some percussion. I'm sorry. Got some new toys to play with. I got this thing. I got the recursion effect. This is OBS plugin that I decided to throw on today because, man, I told you, it's one of those days. I'm being silly. All right, so enough of that. Let's see what let's tone this back a little bit. All right. Hi-hats, 909 hi-hats. some kind of hi-hats. Although, I don't know, I feel like going with the all 909 thing makes it more old school, and if we look for other sounds, it'll sound a little bit more modern. I don't know. I love just the straight up 909 open hi-hat. So let's just start with that, just so I have something else to listen to besides this kick drum. And let's see. All right, maybe we'll just do the whole kit. We've got the kick drum separately. Now I've got all the other sounds. I used to like, there's this kind of hi-hat, open hi-hat on the kick drum thing. I think this is another marker cardipane idea. All right. That clap. Clap is too thin, right? All right, so the clap needs distortion too. What should we do? Saturator, overdrive, overdrive. And then a saturator. I'm just going to use the saturator as a clipper just so it doesn't get too peaky. I think I even want to EQ into this. I mean, a lot of the sound is like kind of driving into the distortion. Sounds great with some delay on it. Let's punch up that hi-hat too. There it is. Gonna add some more hi-hats on another clip. Too loud. Let's do some velocity. Oh, come on. Shift, select, that's what I meant to do. I like the hardcore grooves that have a little bit of syncopation in them. Like, yeah, it's got that oppressive kick drum, but, you know, the claps and the in-between kind of stuff, that helps a lot. Let's see. Gotta make a... Let's see how it sounds with just the upbeat hi-hats instead. We could switch back and forth between them. And I think someone mentioned ride cymbals. All right, those are too quiet now. You know what this is reminding me of? It's the mover. Is it Frontal Sickness or is it the other one? Maybe you guys remember the name of that track. It's a little slower and has the big, heavy, low bass line underneath it. Right. I'm not going to go that direction. It's a little more drony, dirgy, heavy, classic hardcore tune. One of the best original hardcore tunes. Let's get in some of the other elements here. And just one last little thing I'll mention here with the hi-hat is the velocities are alternating. So like the first one's lower and then the second one's higher. So it kind of has this wavy up and down feeling. Let's add some ride cymbals to that. I can barely hear them in there. Let's see. That works. Now, all right, there's no clave. Oh no, in the 909, but there are rim shots. And again, I want to add syncopation to this, so it's not way too straight. It's, you know, it's that kick drum is so straight. So for me, it works better when it's got a little groove in it. Barely hear that. Rim shots are hard to mix sometimes, but let's do it. Let's saturate it. Let's make it dirty. Panning them a little bit so it spreads it out. Playing with the filters on the kick drum again. Oh my God. Wait, you know what? I missed my cue. Woo! Okay. We're getting there. This is fun. I'm going to finish this. I'm going to keep it simple. Maybe, I know there were some suggestions in the chat for like vocal samples and stuff. That's another kind of classic PCP, Mark Arcardipane move to use these old hip hop vocals and everything. I don't want to bite too much here, but yes. We need to figure, it needs some kind of hooky element. I mean, all right. In Pitch Hiker, there is no hook. It's just a kick. The kick is the thing, right? But you know, as an inspiration, I've got that for the processing on the kick, and now I'm adding the other 909 drums to give it a little bit more groove so I can develop it. It needs now some kind of synth element or vocal sample or something. I don't want it to go, honestly, I don't want this to go too much into, you know, Gabber 1990s. Like, I want to lean towards more techno. So I'm going to think about it. Maybe we'll bring this back on another day and look at how to keep this more like hardcore / hard techno rather than Gabber specifically. Just kind of make a fusion of those things. All right. But for now, all right, as promised, I've got to try to find a clave that fits, because I think it's a little ridiculous to have like a dinky little high frequency percussion on top of all this heavy madness, but maybe it'll work. Let's see. Let's see what we can find in the claves. Okay, that's not what I want. I need to go into these samples. You may not hear these. Let's make it so you guys can hear the I kind of like this one with a little bit of reverb on it. It's not 909 at all, obviously, so that's good. How do we incorporate this light little clave into this brutal destruction? like this. This is going to be so annoying. Okay. It's intense. It's even just more intense. I'm not sure about that one, but it could work. It could work. Well, Rudy's happy. Rudy's Giuliani freestyle video is happy about the clave. Man, we got silly today. We did. We got totally silly today. We started out, let's just go back to our reference, our classic Mark Arcardapane inspiration. How much you can do just with one. Oh, this is even faster. Also, his delays are not as in sync as mine. It's got this kind of rattly element to it. Sounds like there's a flanger in there too. I didn't notice that. I didn't earlier. He's bringing up the volume. All right, his is better. His is so much better. I can't even. My kick drum is like, it's like 80% of the 100 that this kick drum is. I mean, also this is like mixed and mastered, and it's like punched up even more. Like, I could get closer. I think I can get closer. So we started with that as an inspiration. This is a fun re-release of this track, and I like this one remix. This Ghost in the Machine remix is great. The other ones are good too, but I really like the slower kind of one that keeps the vibe of the original a bit better. And then, yeah, we started with that as a inspiration. Build up this crazy hardcore beat. I'm still like not completely sold on the clave, but like maybe this needs distortion too. I don't know. Let's throw in like what happens when you distort high frequency sounds is they get really, really harsh. That's going to tweak your ears a little bit. What if we use some kind of crazy effect on it? Or even something simple, but I don't know. Can I? Even just that. Ow. That is tweaking my ears now. Let's make it lower. All right, that's enough. I have had it. I have had it. Thanks so much to everybody for hanging out with me today and going on my little like crazy hardcore trip. It was fun. And I don't know, like I said, it was just matching my mood today. So, hope you enjoyed the ride.
I hope you enjoyed that. Again, if you want to watch the full stream, head over to studio.343labs.com, link in the description below. And that is our new producer hub where you can find free content, collaborate with other musicians, get feedback on your music, and just meet a community of like-minded artists and producers. See you next time.